Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. My name is Donnie, and today we are going to show you how to create or write nested ifs in Excel. So let's start with a basic if. So a basic if statement in Excel is composed of three parts. So you have your if, and then you have your logic. Let's say if C2 is less than 75, then we put the word fail. And if not, then we put the word pass. So that's the most basic if statement. Wherein you have your logic, your question, and then you have your what if the answer to that question or logic is true, and followed by what if the answer to that question is false. So this is typically what a basic if will do. So you only have one logic, one true and one false. But what if your situation is like this? So I prepared something here wherein we have four possible values. It's not just a simple pass or fail. It's either you get excellent, above average, and so on, depending on your score. It's not just a plain less than 75 fail or pass. So for this kind of scenario, what we're going to do is we're going to start with if, of course, and then we get the cell as usual. If C2 is less than or equal to 69, then we put the word below average. So here we wrote if that cell is less or equal to 69, then it will be below average. So this logic will take care of any number below 69. Take note, I did not write here less than equals 0. This is a very common mistake. Some will start at 0, which is wrong because based on this table, it's not possible to get a 0, right? 0 is the lowest possible value, so we don't put less than 0. Rather, we put less than 69. This will cover from 0 to 69, comma. Now, if you notice, our if statement is now asking for a value if false. Remember a while ago? But the problem is we have three more possible values. We still have average, above average, and excellent. So in this scenario, you don't if or you don't close it with the false statement. Rather, you if. You if one more time. So if C2 is less than or equal to 79. So take note that in this scenario, we are covering numbers that are 70 to 79. So if you're wondering what happened to the numbers from 69 and lower, well, they are already taken care of by this part. So if the number falls below 69, then it will go to below average. And that's it. You won't get to experience or pass through or go through the next if statement because you're already below average. Excel already determined that you are below average. So if not, then the next question is how about less than or equal to 79? Because if you are, then you may want to get the word average. So now we're moving to the next layer. So the next layer is 80 to 89. So just like what we did, we do this again. If C2 is less than or equal to 89, then above average. Now we came to a point that we only have one possible option. We only have excellent now. We've already covered the first three. So if you've already reached the final or last argument, then there's no point asking for if, right? An if statement requires a yes and a no. Right now, if you're looking at this excellent, there's really no other choice other than excellent. So that one will become our final argument. So this one here will take anything that is not below average, not average, not above average. So we don't have a choice in that case, then you get excellent. Nothing else, right? Nothing else follow the word excellent in this structure. And then we close it thrice. And if you're wondering why we have three close parentheses at the end, and that is because we also have three if statements that are still active the moment. You will even notice the color coding in the last parenthesis. And that's it. We now have our nested if. Now, if you're going to do something like this, take note that you must write the numbers in order. So let's say that you have this ladder, you can picture it like this. So if C2 is less than or equal to 69, that's the first question. And anything that is not less than or equal to 69 will pass through the next question, less than or equal to 79, and so on. Next is 89. And if you have more, because you can add more, you can have more logical statements if you want, you just have to make sure that you're writing them in order. Okay? So we start from the lowest and then going to the highest layer. We can also write this from the higher number then downwards. Let's do that. So if C2 is, let's start with the higher number, so greater than or equal to 90, not 100. It must be 90 and above. So we put excellent in that case. Comma, and then if, one more time, so if C2 is greater than or equal to 80, then it must be above average. So if you notice, we are going downwards. A while ago, we started at 69, 79, 89. Now, we started at 90, followed by 80, and now we're going to have 70, and then that would be average. And just like what we learned, if you already reached the last layer of your statements, then you just have to write that statement. You don't really have a choice. At this point, it's below average. And then we close it thrice because of the three open if statements. Enter. And as you could see, we're getting the same answers. So this is how to write nested ifs using the layered approach. It's actually also possible that you will get another approach from maybe your colleagues or somebody else that uses range approach. So what is the range approach? So it works like this. So if, and then C2 is less than or equal to 69, then you would say below average. Now, for the next if, instead of relying on the next layer, they would create two logical tests, okay, tests combined with the end statement. So the end statement has the capability to combine logical tests. So what do we combine? So we start by saying if C2 is greater than or equal to 70, but that same cell must be greater than, or sorry, less than or equal to 79. So it must be no more than 79, okay, but it must be higher than 70. So in that sense, we actually cover from 70 to 79. And for that one would be average. And then we if one more time because we still have above average and excellent. So still another if. And again, and we write the range for the next layer. So if C2 is greater than or equal to 80, but at the same time, that same cell is greater than or equal to 89, then we put above average. And just like before, if you reach the end, then you write excellent. Then close three times, enter, and you get the same answers. So in this approach, it's called the range approach, or maybe somebody else will call it another way. But this one creates range of numbers instead of relying on layers. Okay, so this one, the advantage of this is that you can swap the two range of cells. It doesn't have to be in order because we're relying on ranges. So regardless, whichever goes first between the two, you can interchange them and you will still get the same answer. Take note that this will still be your first and this will still be your last. But these two, you can interchange. Okay. The disadvantage of this one is it's a bit longer. So compared to the first approach that we did, let's put them side by side, put an apostrophe. So obviously, the range approach will be a little bit longer. That is because you are writing range of numbers rather than relying on layers. But both of them are correct. We're not saying that the other one is wrong or something. So now you see how to create nested ifs in Excel. I hope you like this video and hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out in the comment section and I will try to answer as soon as I can. Thank you guys and keep learning.